Hello friends. So like I promised you before, today I am going to talk about saving money. So I know I did money management tips, I think one or two. Um, and so I got a lot of people complimented me on that, and they asked me to go a little bit more specific on how to save money and as well as shopping too. So like I said in my previous vlog, if you haven't seen those, please watch it. On one other cooking vlog, I mentioned we're going to talk about how to be smart about money and saving money, and also how to do smart shopping. These are important things, especially for the young people. I know I mention about young people a lot because, of course, right, we all, go through that phase. And a lot of things, it's lessons learned. Um, if you can, if you know a lot of things early on, then you can uh, do better in your life as far as with anything, living your life, saving your money, investing your money, and prepare for the retirement. So it's good to know early on. So that's why I want to help the young people as I am finding out, and a lot of things are that I learned my own in a hard way. And it's like a lessons learned item for me. So I like to share that. We all supposed to share our knowledge, right? And experiences, so other people can learn from it and use towards their life, instead of them going through the hard way and learning it. So I believe in that. We supposed to share this kind of things as we go through it. So I just want to talk about a couple of things here. So I mentioned in my money management video that create a budget, right? And I think I went a little bit further on as to what. So I'd like to remind you, so there is a need and a want, right? A person, when they budget, right? When what they need to have, what they need to to be want and buy. Um, so be careful there, because need is something and necessity. Want is something like that you want to just like to have, that type of thing. But So be careful there. So when you're creating a budget, you want to write down on a piece of paper or create a spreadsheet, depending on how you manage your documentation. So and then you list all the things need, like you want food, you want shelter, like rent or mortgage payment, and tax. And also if you're renting, just the rent, and you have to pay for the utilities like water, water, electricity, and gas, things like that. So if you own, you have more, own a house, you have more expenses, like you want to mow the lawn, you want to move the snow, so if you're hiring people to do the clean the house, and things like that. And plus additional things like homeowners association fee, it could be it's monthly or 6 months. So a lot of things when you're buying a house, a lot of other expenses comes with it, and also house maintenance, right? Time to time you have to maintain the house. And a budget for all those. So it's not hard, it's not complicated. You don't want to over-engineer anything, right? These are simple life, life maintenance type of thing that you have to do. And once you plan it, you have to stick with it, and then change it every now and then, because life, during a person's life cycle, things change, right? When they have a newborn baby, that expense comes with the pressure you're having the baby, and then their education, start their education investment as early as possible. All kinds of things, maybe I can go over that in another vlog. So however many kids you're planning to have, so plan with that budget, and then plan for your retirement at the same time, and then and living a life too. You need to have a vacation, you need to splurge in your life, and you have to treat yourself. And what's the point? Think about it. What is the point in living? One day here, next day you gone, right? With the epidemic COVID now, everyone, I think, should reevaluate your life as to what is your priorities, and then what is your life worth, and why you live, and how you want to live. So this is a good time. Everyone has lots of time on their hand right now, I would think. So so just reevaluate your life, and evaluate your how you want to live your life, and what's more important to you, things like that. So that's another topic, but I don't want to go into that tangent. So as far as saving the money and doing smart shopping, so saving the money, like I said, create the budget. Needs and wants, like to have that type of thing, two different sections. Needs one, and wants are another section. And then you list all the items that you need. So like necessities are in the need, and the wants are like to have that type of thing. And in my money management blog, I detail a little bit about that, so please watch it if you haven't. So then the other thing is, as far as the budget you were creating, they say there's all kinds of rules, so but you have to create your own rule, because every person's life is different. Everyone is unique, everyone is important, and everyone's life is important. So you create your own rule. They say there's a 50-30-20 rule, so which is 50 is for needs, and then 30 is for wants, and then 20 is for savings and investments. But you adjust, you need to be a little flexible as to how much you make, what's your priority. It's all about how a person like to live their life. What is their priority? Some people like to put more on the want section than needs, spend more money on wants, but I don't recommend it. So needs should be the number one thing that you have to focus on. So 50%, I don't know. Some people do 60, some people do 40. And then wants, some people do 10, some people do 20. Some people do very little, some people do a lot. Some people don't have any savings. So savings, needs and savings are a must. So however many percentage you want, and also how long you plan to work. So it depends on what age you are. Like you are in 20s, how many years you want to work, and how much you want to save, what kind of life you want to live when you retire. So calculate it. It's like, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. So simple math. Take a piece of paper, and then start writing down and start planning. It doesn't take a rocket science to do this. So I just need to be patient, and then sit down and dedicated to do that planning, and then stick with it. That's the thing. A lot of people make the plan, go to the financial advisor even, and then they don't stick with it, and then they don't save it. But saving early as possible. Like even if you're in 50, you're talking about, even if you're 40s, you're talking about, start saving right this moment if you haven't done so. So because when you open your eyes, you're talking today, and next time you thinking about planning, it will be maybe 10, I don't know, a couple of years later, 5 years later, and years went by. So what do? Then you go panic. No, you don't need to panic. So the older people, if you want to save more money, you have to be a little aggressive, meaning putting more money towards savings and cut all your wants pretty much, because you, of course, you're gonna. There are expenses for medical stuff. It's not cheap, like medicine and things like that. And as you get older, you need prescriptions, more and more prescriptions, more and more medicines, more and more expenses for health side. And the food too, you have to be more careful what are you eating. So the high quality food costs more than fast food, eating burgers and things like that. So plan towards that. So as far as saving money is so important. I cannot stress enough that save money in different ways and shapes and forms, right? That means, like I mentioned, my money management, please go back and watch it again. I'm stressing you because it is very important. A lot of people miss it in the young years. That's why I'm focusing on the young people, especially because it is so critical for them to know. So it'll be easier when you're making money, good money, when you're a young age. Early, Entry level job will be a little less that, but over the years when you get more experience, more education, more qualifications, you get promoted, you get better jobs, better paying money. Then that right there, you need to start saving good. Invest in stocks and bonds and S&P and all kinds of things. Invest in 401k and save in savings account and CDs, and all kinds of things you can do. So you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, right? So what you want to do is you want to kind of plan it as to which way you want to say, where you want to put it. There's Roth IRA, all kinds of things. Even online shopping, gives you online banking gives you more percentage for savings. So check into that. So it's take your time to do that. So and if you have a family, consult with your spouse, and then do that. So as far as savings, you can do all kinds of things like I mentioned, and you have to be kind of determined and stick with your plan. That is the most important thing. Planning is one thing, that is the initial step, but then sticking with it and then continue on. And sometimes, who knows, the economy is sometimes up and sometimes down, so you cannot predict, right, how long you will have the job, how long you make this money, big money, all kinds of things, especially with anomalies like this, happening now with the COVID, all kinds of things, like all kinds of hurricanes, and depending on where you live, it always happens. You cannot predict, the unknown, right? You can predict the known stuff, you can plan for sickness, things like that, a little bit for that. So you just need to categorize what are the spending you need to do or for upcoming years and rest of your life, and also as well as savings. What do you need? And also even you have kids, getting married, that's going to be another expense. Education is very pricey. So think about all those things, and then so savings, that's how you plan for savings, right? And then shopping is something that a lot of people ask me to do because I love to shop. People know that I love to shop and I have good stuff, I buy good things, but I'm a very careful shopper. I am a very smart shopper, you can call it. I like to buy nice things. That's why I was brought up, So my family, my parents, they all like, they did, they wore nice clothes and they had nice stuff, and they lived their life, they enjoyed, and we were not so rich, but enough to live, a common person's life, so that is so important that you live your life at the same time. Save your money, do the investment as much as possible, but don't forget to live your life. A lot of people make that mistakes too. That you save, and they don't even, do anything for them. And it'll be too late by the time they realize that. And I met a lot of people, they talked about their life towards the end, and then, they, told me that, you and your family living your life, and I'm glad you're doing it. You know, because if you don't do, it's a big loss. What's a gain in your life? So please live your life. I highly recommend and suggest to everybody. I think a lot of people know that already because you go through a lot in your life, especially nowadays, so don't want to get into that either. So shopping. So how do you shop? So like I mentioned, money management, education is very key, right? As you more educated, you get more in-depth knowledge to things. So that's how I was a smart shopper because I learned that from my mom and my parents. But the in-depth reasons why you want to be a smart shopper that I learned from researching and also going through my MBA. So I purposely took a marketing class, and then so I taught I shared the not teaching, but I shared the knowledge with my kids and my husband too. And my husband went, wow, because the way he shop is he go to the store and buy things, on a regular price, and I get a heartache when he does that, because I showed to him in my textbook from my MBA marketing class that how much of a markup, all these stores, retail places, wholesale places will do when they are putting things on market in their store. So he was so surprised how much they mark up. But it was an open eye item for me too, because the percent I knew they mark up, but I didn't know they mark up that much, depending on which company we're talking about, like the high end to lower end, right? How much they mark up. You may want to do some research, because I did some research. So that will give you very good idea as to what are you missing when you buy things on retail. I'm not against anybody buying everything retail or anything retail, and I'm not saying anything to hurt anybody as far as companies or stores or anything. I'm just saying to be a smart shopper. So basically, they mark up a lot. So that's why I try not to buy anything in retail unless I have to. If it's a gift, I do buy, regular price. And if it's something that never comes on sale, certain things never comes on sale. So then I buy it on, because you don't have a choice, right? You like to have it, but that's not, you don't want to put that in a want list. You want to have, you don't want to put that in a need list. That type of thing you have to put in a want list, because then you treat, for your treat yourself, or somebody from your family treat you for the holidays and anniversaries and birthdays and things like that. So that's you got to put it in a wish list, right? So yeah, so never, I try not to. I don't want to say you don't buy anything in retail, regular price, but try not to buy things, regular stuff, on a regular price. Look out for sale, because the way that I learned is, what they do is they bring new things to the stores, right? Brand new items, brand new fashion style. It will be there for a couple of weeks. Depends on what it is and which store it is. After a couple of months, they put it on sale. So if you can wait a couple of months for some item, I think you can do, right? Unless you are, a model that you need to have it, and things like that. But it's up to you, right? A model, even if you're a model, it's like, it's up to you how much money you want to spend on an item. So be a smart shopper, because things will come on sale. Like, they mark it down like step by steps. First, they put it on, for example, 10%, 20%, then 15%, or 15%, or then 30%, then 40%, then at the end they put it on 70%, and then some 80%, and things like that. So the seasonal change just happens, and a lot of things are seasonal, right? Like sweaters and jackets and winter coats and winter boots and all, winter socks and things like that. So look for things, for the things that you need to have, right? To houseware stuff, and then work wear stuff, suits and slacks, and skirts and all those things. Different variety of dresses you need, right? For party wear and regular casual, whatever, business, and business casual. So you make a list of things that you want. The thing is, one thing that I learned from my life is, I if I like something, because I like all kinds of tropical, bright colors, laser colors I like. So then you need the business side too. So I buy a lot. I used to buy a lot. So I'm like I said, they mark it down per seasonal, per how long it's been in the store, and they have a schedule, right? They have their experts advising them when to put a particular item on sale. And this is all from the calculation that they make. They have a formula they use, that when to put on the sale, when do they get their money, right? And profit, what kind of profit they want to make, and what kind of margin they want to make on each and every item. So what you want, you don't want to worry about too much about that, but what you want to do is protect your money, save your money. That is your goal. So so some things, just want to let you know that some things never go out of style. And some things, are very seasonal. Like, some things even change monthly, in a couple of months, 6 months, and then in yearly, couple of years. For example, jeans and, leggings and things like that. Leggings been here for how long? Jeans been here, but the style and things will change. So that's what I'm saying. Don't buy too much of. If you like something, don't buy too much of anything, because think about it, the new things are coming always, new styles always coming out. So if you buy too many things now, and then the next thing come, you won't be able to afford much. So buy, pick and choose what you really want, and how much of each item you want. But of course you want to have enough, right? But the seasonal things, if you can buy it, when it's on seasonal chain, sale, clearance, buy it and save it, for example, sleeper, right? And slippers, and what else, the hair accessories, um, and sweaters and things like that. They usually last in style, same style, for a couple of years. So think about it. The scarves, the cashmere scarves, or whatever the scarf, or regular silk scarves to work, and then accessories for winter or summer. All those are like seasonal. I mean, that type of thing you can mix and match, and use it for a couple of years. So be smart about it. Stocking socks, and like intimate stuff, things like that. Some, changes, some swimsuits, all those kind of things, and with shoes and boots, some things never change, right? You need to have a slipper, you need to have a slip-on, you need to have, canvas shoes, you need to have flat shoes. So that type of thing, always find the thing is, don't buy cheap. If you buy cheap, you buy twice, right? I already mentioned that in my previous vlog. Try to get good stuff. Whatever you're buying, try to buy. Sometimes you have to pay a little extra for good stuff, but it's worth it, because it will last, and it carry itself, better, and it fits you well. But you don't want to go buy in an expensive store for regular price. You can always be patient, and then wait a little bit, and then buy it. So that's my little tips for you guys, and I've used it over the years. It worked for me. That way it'll save a lot of money. I've been saving money not to hoard and buy a lot of other stuff, but to make sure that you getting the stuff that, the worth your money, right? That's really important, because you're working so hard for your money, and you don't want to just throw your money out, right? Just to have fun for a moment, so the rule is, you don't want to be guilty after you buying it, right? If you feel guilty after you buying it, and you don't think you're going to use it, return it, and get the money back. And always look at the return policy. I try not to buy anything like, not returnable, because when I get home, sometimes I have similar things, or somebody gave me a gift, so I have two of the same thing or similar thing. So I don't want that, so I return stuff, and I always keep my receipt. That's the other thing. Some people buy stuff and don't have a receipt. They don't keep the receipt, and then they can find the receipt, and then some stores don't take it. Sometimes, nowadays it's okay. Most of the stores have online, receipt, so they can pull it on your credit card, or however you pay. But if it's cash, it's hard. So make sure you keep the receipt, at least for however long you can. Even if the cash refund time is gone, expired, they give you credit at least for the store, because the kind of stores you always go back and buy other stuff, right, for the family and yourself and everything. So that's why you have to be smart about when you buy things, and what you buy, and how much you buy. Those are very important points. Again, when you buy, because when means how much you pay. right? When equals how much money, if you can wait a little bit on it, wait a little bit to be coming on sale. Don't just go buy as soon as they market it and put it on your store. There's no need, right? Unless you can wait, unless it's a gift, so that's important thing. As part of your savings or budgeting, right? I mentioned that you had to live your life, right? So I want to cover that a little bit. So the way you want to do is you want to keep spending money, weekly, monthly, however you want to, when you get the paycheck, when you get monthly or bi-weekly or weekly payment, how many, paycheck, however you get it, or however you want to do. Keep spending money cash with you, so then when you go to shopping, window shopping, and if you feel like something, buying something for you, you can just buy it with cash, and but don't make it a habit. Don't make it a shopping is not a hobby. It should be a need thing, right? Need by need, need basis stuff. Um, so the other thing is, don't forget to treat yourself and splurge, because at the end of the day, the life is too short, right? So the whole thing in living is to have a good life and enjoy it. And also, don't forget to do some charity also, because um, they say 10%, that is supposed to do charity, but a lot of people do more, so some people do less. It's up to you, but you want to share what you have, so don't just think that all the things that you're making is just for yourself. Your family might need help, your friends might need help, or some poor people all around the world need some help. All kinds of charity organizations, don't forget to do that, because it is part of your duty. A good citizen supposed to do that. And I know of some people do a lot of charity and a lot of helping, and some people, I don't think they do anything. So they only worry about themselves, so I don't know, people are different, it's up to them. I am not here to talk about, how much each person give, or who should do what, but we try to do. I wish sometimes we do more too, but this is where the budgeting comes, right? When you don't have a budget and plan, everything is out of control. And at the end, when you look at the balance sheet, you are like minus. You don't want to be in that status ever. You never ever, maybe one time, until you figure out, your plan. So if you don't have a budget, if you don't have a money management plan, just make it today, start today, tomorrow. Don't go for the following day. Just do it today or more tomorrow if you don't have time today. So that's what I recommend. Every single person, no matter how old you are, of course, you're watching this because you're old enough to have some money or making money. Um, so young kids, they don't need to worry about that now. So once you start making money, once you're old enough to make the money, go work, if you're not working, and start looking after yourself. You don't want to be a burden for somebody when you're young or when you're old. It's so important. So those are the things I want to cover. But as I'm thinking more and more, I might do more money savings, because it is a hard topic. It's an important topic, but everyone is so confused, and not a lot of people not doing it. Because when I did the money management video last time, a lot of people were like, oh my God, I never done this, so I'm going to start doing it. Because they feel guilty and things like that. But no need to be guilty, because you don't know things until you don't, until you know, right? When you know, you know. But if you haven't thought about it, if you haven't heard about it, or it didn't, came across anything that triggering a need for it, you never done it, so it's okay. But start today. So try to do today, if not tomorrow, the latest. It's very important, because you want to, live a good life as long as you live, right? So if you're making money or not when you get older, still you have a lot of expenses. So So I think I covered it pretty good here, but I didn't go into far minute details because every person is different. So you have to kind of think about what is your priority. Like again, this number one thing is your life priority. What is your priority? Because some people have a lot of obligations, like to pay and help their family and friends and I don't know. So a lot of things, right? Some people have lots of money that they can invest and save. So, do as you can and do as much as you can, but at the same time, don't forget your life, balance your life, living it, and then also saving it. Um, and that's what I cover today. And hope you like this vlog. One humble request: if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. And click on the like button, and please let me know what other videos that you like me to do, as well as helpful tips and things like that. And thank you so much. Stay safe during this shutdown period, and I hope everyone is safe and praying for the entire world. That's what we can do, right? During this time, what else can you do? Thank you again for watching, and keep on watching. And again, have a blessed day, and namaskaram.